see.
Now, KATU News at 11 with Dan Tilkin and a song and exclusive microcast weather with Joe English. KATU News starts right now.
A test of patience. After several delays, Northwest troops finally return home tonight from Afghanistan.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Anna Son. I'm Natali. Marmion. Dan Tilkin has the night off. Our top local story, dozens of Oregon National Guard soldiers are finally home from Afghanistan. The 30 members of the 1042nd Medical Company got in just before 10 o'clock tonight. It's a big relief for their families after the unit's return was delayed again and again.
Jilly, it's time to go get Daddy.
It's been 6 long months. Jillian has started talking. 10-year-old Brent has been playing soccer. 6-year-old Zach has a loose tooth. And in a few hours, they'll be able to tell their dad all about it.
Do you think you might give him a hug? Think you might give him a kiss? No, no kisses for Dad?
He'll leave that to Mom.
Once we get to the reunion part, then it'll be great. Right now, it's just pretty agonizing, waiting.
Since July, Major Mark Olvin has been deployed with the 1042nd Medical Company. They're the folks who typically fly rescue missions here in the mountains of the Northwest. But increasingly, their talents have been needed around the world.
This is the first deployment that I have really been worried about him. And I know he's wonderful at what he does, but it's kind of the other people that you worry about. And so we did watch the news very closely.
For many of the soldiers in the 1042nd, this was a return trip to Afghanistan. The unit was stationed there 2.5 years ago, involved in rescues like this one, lifting a soldier out of a minefield after his leg had been blown off. But with the Taliban re-emerging and targeting U.S. helicopters, it was bound to be even more dangerous.
There's risk to it no matter where we are, whether we're in the mountains here in Oregon or in the mountains of Afghanistan. So is it something that's on our mind? Absolutely.
Olvid's husband hasn't been able to share too much via email or on the phone. Those stories will come in the next couple of days. She's just happy everyone is coming home safely, but she knows her husband will be called on again.
I support him, and then when he comes home, he knows that he owes me a couple of mom's nights out.
And again, the plane carrying the members of the 1042nd pulled into the airbase just over an hour ago. Their long journey home delayed by transportation issues with Black Hawk helicopters. The unit members made a stop in Germany on their way back to the Northwest. They also went through a demobilization process in Fort Lewis, Washington.
It felt amazing to be back on Oregon soil. Our mission was really unforgettable. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
It's very exhilarating. It's been a very long trip home. We felt like a long time in Afghanistan, so it's really good to see familiar faces and to see people that aren't wearing a uniform. It's really nice. It feels good to see my whole family here.
I met more military wives on this trip than I ever have, and it is a great group of women that we really stuck together, and we realized that we all have kind of the same feelings, like a nervous feeling before we got home and an excited feeling, and we're proud of our guys. We're proud that they went over there.
Glad to see they've made it back. Overall, the unit is made up of 125 soldiers, including 20 pilots. 12 helicopters make up the 1042nd fleet. Other news tonight, kids at Roseburg High School will return to class tomorrow, 4 days after a shooting there that injured a sophomore. Today, a prep session was held as parents and kids learned what tomorrow will bring.
In Roseburg Sunday, Superintendent Lee Patterson told the community about the extra security students will have as they return to campus Monday morning.
The Roseburg Police Department has offered the services of additional officers. We anticipate 3 Roseburg PD and our own security staff to be available again to signal that our school has responded in the most responsible way that we can.
Among the staff at Roseburg High, a teacher who lived through the Thurston High School shooting 8 years ago.
It's really interesting. Everything's happening and unfolding just like it did at the Thurston shooting, but again at a smaller scale. One thing that isn't different is the shock, the anger, the hurting.
Lock the door, guys. Lock the door. Our unit's on red. We have a lockdown at Roseburg High School.
Last week's shooting left 16-year-old Joe Monty in critical condition at a Eugene hospital, though his condition is improving. He was shot 4 times in the chest, abdomen, and elbow. The alleged shooter, 14-year-old Vincent Ladoro, is expected to learn tomorrow whether he'll be released to his mother until trial. The victim's brother couldn't hold back his emotion Friday as Ladoro made his first appearance in court.
He's a coward. Shot somebody in the back 4 times. He's a coward.
Police are still looking into what triggered the incident, but as has been the case in other school shootings nationwide, investigators say some students apparently knew something was going to happen and didn't tell anybody.
A trial date will be set tomorrow for the 14-year-old accused shooter. Now, despite this shooting, numbers indicate school violence is down in the state. Recent expulsion rates for violence or carrying weapons to school has remained steady, even though more students are enrolled. This was the second school shooting in Oregon history.
In Florence, along the Oregon coast, a school threat has closed all the schools there until noon tomorrow. The police department received a call warning of a bomb threat Monday morning. The superintendent says no one is allowed on any school campus in Florence until noon. This is the second bomb threat for the Siuslaw School District in Florence in just over a month.
A community alert tonight in Milwaukie. Police are looking for a man who forced his way into a home. We're told Timothy Evans broke into an apartment on Southeast Harmony Road, then forced 2 children into a bedroom. Now, the kids weren't hurt, but Evans reportedly took off with a safe that had money and jewelry inside. If you know where Evans is, police want to hear from you.
A 21-year-old Salem man is shot to death, and now 2 suspects are on the run. The shooting happened last night in the parking lot of the Centerpoint Apartments in Salem. When police arrived, they found the body of Silvano Gonzalez, and police are now looking for the suspects, Juan Ortiz Cisneros and Juan Cisneros Espinoza. Police say Ortiz Cisneros was the one who pulled the trigger. He's believed to be armed and dangerous.
A Southeast Portland bar was robbed in broad daylight. The suspect walked into the Happy Landing Tavern on Southeast 148th Avenue just after 10 o'clock this morning. The masked man had a pistol when he demanded money from a bartender. No one was hurt. Police won't say how much money the robber got away with. A certain type of truck has become a target for criminals in Gresham. More than 40 F-Series Ford pickup trucks have been broken into since the first of the year. Crooks are busting in by punching the door locks. You're reminded tonight not to leave your personal papers, checkbooks, or CDs in the car. Even registration and insurance documents should be kept in your wallet or purse. And Gresham police want to hear from you if you have any information about the break-ins.
It's never happened before, but officials are considering banning salmon fishing for most of Oregon's coastline. Returns of fall Chinook to the Klamath River are expected to be worse than poor this year, just 29,000 fish. That's 6,000 fewer than needed to maintain the run. One solution is no salmon season at all for the 700 miles of coastline from Cape Falcon to Point Sur, south of San Francisco. The impact on Oregon's economy ranges from $40 to $100 million, depending on who you ask, but the impact on fishermen could be devastating.
A lot of people are going to lose their boats. A lot of people aren't going to be able to pay their bills. A lot of people won't be able to eat. I will go to work on land until I can get back onto the ocean, or we'll borrow more money.
Many salmon fishermen blame the federal government for mismanaging the waters and the Indian fisheries in the Klamath Basin. The Pacific Fisheries Management Council will make a preliminary recommendation next week. A final plan will be voted on in mid-April.
And listen to this. It may surprise you to know a quarter of all money spent to save endangered species in this country is spent on Northwest salmon. In 2004, government agencies spent $393 million to help the 5 Pacific salmon species, and the Bush administration wants to spend another $6 billion in the next 10 years to make hydroelectric dams on the Snake and Columbia rivers more fish-friendly. Many of the most expensive salmon recovery efforts were in the Columbia Basin.
Filling up may not be draining your wallet, at least not compared to the rest of the country. Right now, one survey shows Portland with the lowest gas prices in the country. The latest Trilby Lundberg survey shows the gas prices have dropped an average of 6 cents per gallon over the past 2 weeks. It shows the national average for regular unleaded at $2.24 a gallon, but the lowest average among stations in the survey, Portland, where a gallon of regular unleaded checked in at $1.99 a gallon.
Turning to overseas, violence in Iraq killed at least 29 people, including 3 American soldiers. A rocket landed on homes near a mosque in one neighborhood. It was just one of many attacks that happened as a 2-day curfew ended. Officials say a ban on driving in Baghdad helped prevent daylight attacks, but nightfall brought explosions throughout the city. Meanwhile, the fate of American journalist Jill Carroll is still unknown. The deadline set by her kidnappers for killing her has passed, with no word on her fate.
And there is another holdup in Saddam Hussein's trial. His lawyers are calling for a delay because of the increased security measures. Last week's bombing of that Shiite shrine and the resulting violence put into place that round-the-clock curfew we just mentioned in Baghdad. That curfew is ending, but driving will still be banned. One of his attorneys says it'll be difficult for colleagues to attend because some of Hussein's lawyers are foreigners and will have difficulty getting into the country. The court official says Tuesday's session may be postponed.
Seems a feud between lawmakers and the Bush administration over port security is on hold, at least for now. The United Arab Emirates-based company has offered to be re-reviewed for a second time. The extra review will look at potential security risks. The Treasury Department says it will begin the process once the company files the request. So this means the takeover of 6 U.S. ports is on hold.
Still ahead on KATU News, a popular pill in the bedroom prescribed to a 9-year-old. Why the grade schooler was given Viagra.
Plus, new details in the death of Princess Diana, who her driver was working for.
And racers take it one step at a time as they raise money for a good cause.
And we haven't had much rain to talk about for February, but we will end the month on a pretty wet note. In fact, a lot of rain through the rest of the week. We'll have some details in your microcast. First, we want to rate the day. We stayed pretty dry today, a few degrees cooler than average, so we're going to put it at a 6. Your complete weather forecast coming up. Stay with us.
You're watching K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Good morning, Mr. Long.
Close, but no CEO. CTS and the 400 horsepower CTS-V. Breakthrough. Visit your Northwest Cadillac dealer for this attractive offer.
You can go it alone in healthcare, or join a community of people who are changing it. And isn't it about time? Together, we can take charge.
Go beyond the carrier stores and save money too at Car Toys. New activations, upgrades, family plans, prepaid phones. We can do anything the carrier stores do, plus save you money. For a limited time at Car Toys, a Verizon Wireless authorized agent, get this cool camera and speaker phone with picture messaging for free. Plus up to 4 additional color screen phones, also free. Additional color screen phones, also free. Additional lines, only $9.99 each. Everybody goes home happy. Car Toys, a better way to go.
The spirit of the Northwest. K2 News continues.
Doctors have found another use for Viagra, and this one is causing quite a stir. A 9-year-old girl was taking the drug to fight pulmonary hypertension. That's where the artery carrying blood from the heart to the lungs is constricted. Well, Viagra helps open up blood vessels. Using drugs the FDA approves for one problem on another problem is called off-label use, and it is controversial.
Some people have been hurt by unapproved drug use, and some people have died because they gave it a drug that was never approved by FDA for that use.
I am in favor of it
but with, paying very close attention to the patient and with careful patient follow-up. If they are able to benefit from it, why not?
Pharmaceutical research companies report nearly 4 billion prescriptions are written in the U.S. every year, and there are no estimates on how many of those are for off-label use.
A British team reinvestigating the death of Princess Diana has uncovered new details about her limo driver. Investigators say they've confirmed Henry Paul was working for the French Secret Service. They've asked the country's domestic intelligence service to turn over its files on him. They want to find out whether he was actually doing any work for his French intelligence bosses on the night of the crash. He was killed along with Princess Diana and her boyfriend, Dodi Fayed.
Hollywood is mourning the loss of Darren McGavin. The actor was perhaps best known as the father in A Christmas Story and for his role in the TV show Mike Hammer. McGavin died yesterday of natural causes in an LA area hospital. The Spokane native broke into showbiz in an unusual way. He was working as a painter on a movie set when he learned of a small role on screen. Well, he put down his brush, auditioned, and the rest is history. Darren McGavin was 83.
It was a good debut for Medea's Family Reunion this weekend as it took the top spot at the box office. The sequel to Diary of a Mad Black Woman earned an estimated $30.3 million. In second place was the Disney canine flick, 8 Below, bringing in $15.7 million. And last but not least, Pink Panther, raking in $11.3 million. Tonight, Ebert and Roper will review Running Scared, Zazie, I think, and Dirty. That's right after this newscast at 11:35. I'm so out of it. I haven't heard of any of those movies, really.
I've seen Curious George. That's the... I've definitely seen
Quick review.
Yes.
I was thinking about seeing that.
It's a good one. Thumbs up. Nice, clean movie for the kids.
Thumbs
up on the weather.
Probably a good week to go to the movies because we do have some rain and showers throughout the week ahead and some pretty cold not necessarily temperatures, but low snow levels to tell you about. Well, let's take a look at the rain right now. You can see where it's coming from, up from the south, moving through the valley. Even some rain and snow mixed up to the east side of Oregon and Washington. That could get a little colder overnight tonight and turn to snow because there is more rain on the way. Right now we see a good stretch of it from Salem into McMinnville, Wilsonville, Portland. We'll get a little bit of a break, but there's more rain to come through the evening before we get to some showers for tomorrow. Just about 1/10 of an inch is all we could get through the last batch of rain that we've had. More on the coast, close to 1/2 an inch in Newport. 1/3 of an inch in Hoquiam, but we'll add those numbers up. Since we're talking about rain, here's your weather question for the night. Which of these is rain that evaporates before it hits the ground? Falls, but doesn't make it all the way to the ground. Is it Tioga, Isoyet, or Virga? We will answer that at the end of the show, but in the meantime, talk more about some rain coming up here. This area of low pressure is pushing some moisture into central and eastern Oregon, and another one that's pulling the moisture up to the north, and that's going to pick up the winds a little bit overnight tonight on the coast. Not as bad as we originally had thought. There's some cold air coming in behind that that's going to drop the snow levels down to about 1,000 feet. Tuesday morning could see a mixture of rain or snow. Tomorrow morning, drive time, looks like it will be wet. Still raining on us, but as we go through the day, well, we start to dry out. Don't see a whole lot of sunshine, but not a lot in the way of showers, at least for the valley. Still hanging in there into the afternoon hours for the coast, and then more rain coming up Tuesday morning and stays with us through much of the day and comes down to snow up around 2,000 to 3,000 feet for the rest of the week. Highs today for us, a little cooler than average, 48 in Portland, but mid-50s on the coast, 54 in Newport, 55 in North Bend, and look at this, 56 in Redmond. You won't be quite so warm tomorrow. You got the warm air behind that warm front that moved through this weekend. Now a cold front's going to come through and drop our temperatures down as we go through the week. Highs right around 50 degrees for most of us in the metro area, 42 right now, 31 is the dew point. Not expecting to see any fog or get cold enough tonight for frost. We probably won't get a whole lot colder than this, maybe upper 30s for some of you around the metro area, and you will cool off a little bit more central and eastern Oregon, but you'll be in the 30s as well, so not a cold night really. And a warm day tomorrow, well, I don't know we want to go that far, but low 50s on the coast. You could get some gusty winds at 30 to 40 miles an hour. There is small craft advisories and a gale warning overnight tonight for the ocean waters into tomorrow with combined seas about 14 feet. Temperatures working their way up into the low 50s tomorrow for the valley, and could see some snow way up in the higher elevations of the Cascades, rain down below. And we will get some new snow as we go through the week ahead in our Les Schwab Tire Ski Report, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Central and eastern Oregon, possibly some snow overnight. for the east side of Oregon and Washington, and windy conditions around La Grande, especially through the canyon areas. And tomorrow, some gusty winds as well, but I think everybody will turn to showery conditions. A better chance, central and eastern Oregon, that you will actually see steadier rainfall, about a 50% chance for you. Same story for the Gorge tomorrow, rain tonight and showers tomorrow. So that rain still continues through the evening around the Portland area. Waking up tomorrow, upper 30s and lower 40s, 52. We're going to make the high for you tomorrow. Raining tomorrow, keep it right at a 6, and look at your 10-day trend where we see at least some showers, if not rain, for just, well, every day in the 10-day trends.
You took that sunshine right away that you promised.
We can do it just like that.
Just like that.
I know. I can put it back that quick, too.
All right.
So we'll see.
Try that one. Thanks, Joe.
Still ahead on K2, some folks step up for a good cause as they go to new heights to help others breathe easy.
Plus, Blazers' 2 newest players join the team tonight. Would they help Portland break a 4-game losing streak?
You're watching K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
What makes you happy? Maybe butterflies. Okay, donuts. Or great gas mileage. With 34 miles per gallon, Toyota Camry is the quickest route to happiness. Or indulge in Avalon, which gets an impressive 31 miles per gallon. And Corolla gets an amazing 41 miles per gallon. Lease Corolla for $209 a month. Or get 3.9% APR financing for 60 months. Now that's something to be happy about. Toyota, moving forward.
He's my friend, and I'm happy to say we like peas in a pod. We like it that way. We got a bucket of laughs. It's a gas, and he's my very best friend. He's my friend too.
No matter what you need the money for, a perfect fit loan from Sterling Savings Bank delivers. Stop by and let us find the perfect loan for you. Only from Sterling, the perfect fit bank.
One chance to cut a great deal during the coupon sale at Wix Furniture. Get extra savings up to $100 off already reduced prices on living rooms and more. We haven't just cut the coupons for you. We've cut the payments till 2007. Zero interest, zero monthly payments till 2007. We designed the whole room so you get the whole look for less. Wix prices are low, but you can cut them again. $50, $75, up to $100 off.
Explore a place where amazing things happen. Where the world's biggest challenges are faced every day. And yet, it feels just like home. Oregon State University.
Save on more lamps and lighting fixtures than you can imagine during the Lamps Plus half-price days and sale, going on now.
The spirit of the Northwest. K2 News continues.
Welcome back, everybody. Ron Carlson joining us now. Boy, the Blazers trying to get out of a rough patch here, huh?
Yeah, it's been a rough season. Let's just face it, all the way around. The Blazers get their 2 newest players in the game tonight, but there's nothing new about the result, just another loss. Let's show you what happened. Portland looks like an actual NBA team. Early, Darius Miles to one of the new guys, Brian Skinner. He'll finish the order to go. And Portland, hey, they lead. They actually did hit 7 shots in a row in the first quarter. Zach Randolph with one of them here. And the Blazers had an 8-point lead. With Ratliff and Prisbilla hurt, Skinner gets lots of playing time, finishes the nice feed from Jarrett Jack here. Skinner ties the season high with 9 points. Now, the Hornets have a tough little guy named Chris Paul, and he was as bothersome as acne on a first date. He helps tie it up at the halftime here. The Blazers play him straight up in the third quarter. Zach inside again. It's tied at 61 after 3, but the fourth quarter was ugly time. Moochie Norris. Anybody want to stop him here? No, I guess not. The worst of it, though, was knowing the Blazers would have been right in there if they could have made some free throws. They shoot worse than the local church league team tonight, and it costs them. The Hornets pull away in the fourth quarter. David West coming up with the parting shot on this rebound, and Portland ends up dropping its 5th in a row. Zach leads the Blazers with 23, but the Blazers could not hit from anywhere. Look at this, 1 and 9 from three-point range, and from the free throw line, 42%. So was it worth the ticket? And not unless you got in free. The Blazers' offense was stagnant, and at the free throw line, well, the Blazers made free throw shooting look tougher than a microbiology exam. Yeah, that's right. All right, let's talk college ball now. The Ducks have been looking more like a competitive team lately, but competitive enough to beat the 19th ranked UCLA Bruins. That was Oregon's challenge at Pauley Pavilion this afternoon. My favorite coach of all time. Here he is, John Wooden, sitting with one of his former players, actually several former players. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of them there. Oregon giving the Bruins the business early. Aaron Brooks sends Champ Iguchi up the alley for the oop, and Ducks go up by 4 into the first half. Iguchi does it all by himself here. The block on one end, the trip to the dunk tank on the other. Oregon holds a 5-point lead at the half, but unfortunately they had to play the second half. Aaron Aflalo using his driver's license as part of a 19-6 UCLA run. Now, Brooks did his part keeping the Ducks in a tough drive right here. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Brooks had 19 points, but they needed a lot more. Aflalo with his own drive and foul. UCLA pulls away and leaves Oregon behind. The Bruins win it by 17-70 to 53. Brandon Roy and the Huskies hosting the Cal Bears. And in case the voters were teetering on who should be Pac-10 Player of the Year, Roy fills out their ballots for him tonight, I think. He takes over the game in the second half with big shot after big shot, scores 19 of his game-high 27 points in the second half. The Dogs put the leash on the Bears and move into a tie with Cal for second place in the Pac-10. Huskies 73, Bears 62. Still ahead on K2 News. It's okay to smoke when you're a NASCAR driver. We'll show you who lit him up at the NASCAR stop in California today.
The engine was starting to 0% financing is back, announcing 0% financing for 60 months on our full lineup of Jeep vehicles. With 0% financing, you'll save up to $8,000 on the new Jeep Commander with 3 rows of 7-passenger stadium seating, Grand Cherokee with the government's highest 5-star crash test rating, Jeep Liberty, the best-selling SUV in its class, and Jeep Wrangler. So act now before this great offer ends. 0% is back. Get 0% financing for 60 months for total savings up to $8,000. Hurry, offer ends February 28th.
You had time to sing one song that would let God know what you felt about your time here on earth. That's the kind of song that truly saves people.
God has given you a second chance to make things right, John. This is your chance, honey.
Now nominated for 5 Academy Awards, Joaquin Phoenix, Reese Witherspoon.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Walk the Line. Be a part of it on DVD Tuesday.
Our belief is that 4 wheels should turn heads, that their might should be matched by none, that less of an impact can be the biggest impact of all. And when you think beyond tradition, the world will notice. That's the thinking behind the Oval. And to get you behind the Oval, lease an F-150 4x4 for $289 a month, and we'll make your first payment. Visit your Northwest Ford store today.
Discover the quality, value, and reliability of precision-built manufactured homes next Thursday through Sunday at the Salem Fairgrounds. See exceptional innovations, all priced to save you thousands of dollars. Shop and compare 21 homes from 12 builders. Elegant interiors, customized to your taste. Built for your family's budget, comfort, and enjoyment. It's all at the Salem Fairgrounds, warm and inside next Thursday through Sunday. Co-sponsored by the Oregon Manufactured Housing Association and Semplank.
Last time Davis Love III made it to the finals of the Match Play Championships, he had to go against the best player in the world, and he ended up losing to Tiger Woods. Today, Davis was back in the finals again, liking his chances a whole lot better against Australian Bruce Ogilvie. But Davis would like this result. No, he wouldn't. Attitude check. There's still hope. Don't give up. But then Ogilvie doesn't help any. He was making some great shots like this. Nice flight plan, nice landing. Love can't find any love on the course today, from rough to bunker to another second-place finish. Ogilvie beats Davis Love III 3-2. He's the first Australian to ever win the World Golf Championship. What's the song, ladies? Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. You know that one? It happens all the time on the NASCAR circuit. The Auto Club 500 in Fontana, California today. In Vancouver's Greg Biffle leading most of the way, but his engine starts running on 7 cylinders at the finish. And as you can see here, that's kind of a disadvantage with guys who have 8 cylinders. He drops out, and that lets Matt Kenseth take over, and he gets the checkered flag. Great finish for a guy who started in 31st place. By the way, that's the farthest anybody's come from back in the pack to win the race, 31st, yeah.
Good deal, then.
It really is a good deal.
Really good deal.
Absolutely, yes.
For everyone. There's more to come. We're back after this.
What's big in home design? Showing you have great style without spending a lot. Great design can simplify. It's all about making it your own and using little details to make a big difference.
Test drive the most impressive sports sedan of the year today. All new BMWs have full maintenance covering oil changes to brakes for 4 years or 50,000 miles.
0% financing is back. Announcing 0% financing for 60 months on every Dodge truck, minivan, and SUV, which could save you up to $10,000 in interest. Save on Ram Mega Cab, the world's largest cab, and Dakota with best-in-class overall interior room. Save on Durango with available 8-passenger seating and the 5-star rated Grand Caravan with exclusive stow and go. 0% is back. Get 0% financing for 60 months on every Dodge truck, minivan, and SUV. Hurry, offer ends February 28th.
Hi, it's Brad Tonkin suggesting you make your money go farther with Ron Tonkin Honda's impressive offers on over $7 million in inventory, which means we're certain to have the vehicle you've been looking for at the price you've been looking for. Experience the difference with our state-of-the-art showroom, parts, body shop, and service departments. That's Ron Tonkin Honda out 122nd Way. Let us introduce you to the fast, fun, and easy way to buy a Honda. Or visit us at tonkinhonda.com. All for the love of cars.
You don't think design makes a difference in how you look? No, it's not going to cost a fortune, but you'll look like $1 million. Great design, it's a beautiful thing.
Finally tonight, thousands of Chicagoans took one step at a time for charity today. They climbed the stairs of the 100-story John Hancock Center. That's the city's 3rd tallest building. But the stair climbers only had to climb to the 94th floor. That came to a total of 1,632 steps. Wow. Organizers of the event called it Hustle Up the Hancock. About 4,000 people signed up for the event to raise money for the American Lung Association. More than $700,000 was expected to be collected, and that is quite the feat.
I wonder if they all made it. And don't you just climb the extra 6 flight stairs at that point? I mean, do you only climb 94 if there are 100? Don't you just go for it?
That's true.
You
gotta finish what you think.
Right to the top.
I'd stop at 10, but it was for a good cause.
I'd just do the 6 and call it good.
Start at the top. You get done a lot sooner. Weather trivia question for you. There's a word for the rain that starts to fall and evaporates before it hits the ground. I'll give you some choices there. You can see at the bottom of your screen, and then I'll tell you the answer is virga. That's what it's called. Rain that shows up sometimes on radar. You can see it, and you look at radar and say, well, it's not raining here. It just doesn't make it all the way to the ground.
I'm going to try and throw that in a conversation at some point, just to sound smart.
I'd like to see that.
Thanks for letting me hang out with you guys tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Natalie.
Glad you did.
Thanks for joining us, folks. Have a good night.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching the Northwest News Leader. For news online, go to KATU.com.